So what we decided to do was take a bunch of these Keter shelving units. We had them initially stacked all the way up to the ceiling, and we decided that we would break them down to 3 shelf height. 1, 2, 3, as you can see, 1, 2, 3. And what we learned while doing this was that at the bottom of these, you can see there's some feet. Okay, and those feet actually keep the shelving unit elevated above the floor about 1.5 inches. So I went online looking for feet. After we disassembled these racks, we obviously needed more feet because we had several of these units. And as we begin to break them down into a lower height, obviously, we needed more feet because we ended up having more units. So the purpose of this video was to show you a quick fix that I came up with to solve this problem. And the problem in and of itself isn't the feet, right? The problem is we were unable to find the feet online. We have had these shelves for a number of years, and several searches for the feet yielded some results, but most of the results that we found were feet that were made with 3D printers, and that's not a problem. The cost for most of these feet that we were able to find either on Etsy or eBay was about $6 to $8 per foot. We needed several of these. I'm not even sure what the total number is. I have some more over there. But we needed so many of them that I thought $8, even $6 per foot just didn't wasn't cost efficient, especially considering I had a large number of these shelving units, which you can see installed here. We had several of these laying around. In fact, let me show you. Is after we broke the height down, obviously we ended up with several of these. Now maybe one day we need to raise them up higher and go back to having them stacked 6 shelves high, and maybe we don't. But considering we had these stacked 6 shelves higher for a very long time, we probably won't be going back to that anytime soon. The point here is that what I needed was feet. So what I decided to do was basically take one of the existing poles that is used to hold up the shelving and just cut off the top to meet my requirements. Now what I found out was there are 2 types of these. There's the type of pole unit that is almost flush, not quite, almost flush. It's about 1/4 inch from the surface to the top of the pipe. And then there's this type. And this type is raised about 1.5 inches from the surface of the shelf itself. The purpose of this type is so that you can install another level of shelving on top. Basically insert that, you slap another one of these shelves on, and this added support, this is identical to this. This added support basically gives you the holding support that you need for an additional piece. The long and short of it is, what I decided to do was take this, cut it down about 1 inch from this ridge, 1.5 inches from this ridge on down, and it actually turned out to be the same exact height as the feet that you buy from the factory. This is one that's been done already, and you can tell the difference because the one on the right is factory and it has a little flange that comes out about 1/4 inch, and the one on the left does not. But as far as stability, very stable. Okay, and we achieve that by simply taking one of these shelving pipes, measuring down 1.5 inches from this ridge, not from here, but from this ridge, about 1.5 inches down, cutting it off. And what you wind up is with something that can be used as a leg. Now, where it got a little tricky was because this pipe has about 1.5 inches of extended inlet. Okay. There's another type that is designed to have additional shelving go on top of it. And as you can see, that particular pipe has about 2 inches on top of it. I attempted to use this for the leg, and it worked just fine. Because when you insert that into the base here, I wanted to show you, when you insert that here, what you end up with is an extra piece here, which will allow you to then attach an additional leg. And this is all being done upside down, but hopefully you get the point. And this will slide right over it. And when you flip that over, and remember this is cut off about 1.5 inches down, you flip that over, everything's fine. What I tried to do was use the shorter pipe that is made to be fairly flush at the top, as these are. Using that as a modified leg did not work. And the reason it did not work was, although it's inserted and it looks good, I was not able to then install an additional piece on top of this. If I try to install an additional piece on top of this, the diameters are so close together that it will not slide over. So what I originally thought was, well, hey, I'm going to have to find the pipes that have the longer top and just cut 4 more of those. Didn't have to do that. All I actually had to do was take the shorter pieces that I had already made and simply chop off this top portion from here to here. And I'm going to show you how I did that. The end result is what you see in my hand. It basically slides down. You can see there's a ring inside of here. Okay, this will slide down, tap it, and there's nothing here. Now, you may be saying to yourself, well, there's nothing there. How can that be a good thing? Well, it just so turns out nothing there is not a problem, because I can then take the supporting piece, place that in, and it lines up with that indentation that I showed you earlier, providing full support. And where I got this idea from is, if you were to pull off one of these actual feet from the factory, they're essentially designed the same exact way. They do not allow for support on the top. They only allow for support that fits directly inside of this first level here up to this point. It doesn't go all the way through, it stops right here. I'm going to snatch one of these off from the factory and show you. Hopefully I won't top this thing over. Just lift that up, pull that out, voila. There is no top support. This does not go past the point of the top of the shelf. Easy peasy. Okay, so we're back outside. We're going to use a basic miter saw. Here you can see the tops that were cut off. There's the original, and there's the top that's been cut off. Is literally all we did. These had already been cut down previously. As I stated earlier, this top portion that protrudes through the shelf was causing us blockage. We were not able to put the supporting shelving legs on, so it's literally just a matter of lining this up. See if we can get take this here, we're going to cut it flush here. Line up the blade. Clean some of that out. Done. Just like that. One more. Voila. Yeah, so now that those have been cut, you can see I already have installed 2 of them down there. We're going to take them, wipe them out earlier to clean out some of the residue. A little bit more in here, but it's not that important. Turn it upside down. A little tap, done. Same thing over here. A little tap, done. Now, this is what we're going to do. It's going to be tricky to do this and try to record at the same time. We're going to slide this out. I'm going to take the base level with the feet, flip it over, put it down, line it up, give it a foot tap, make sure it's tapped down properly. As you can see, you can actually see it, the top here is being stopped by this ridge that's designed for that purpose. Same thing here. You can see the white edges of the pipe that was cut. Now we're going to take this, just lay it right on top. The video probably won't do it justice. You can put that right there. And lift this whole thing up since it was already assembled. I'm just going to drop it right on in. So the holes, left side, lines right up with no problem. Push down. And there you have it. Very sturdy, very level. Brand new feet, repurposed columns, shelving columns repurposed for feet. Can't tell the difference. The stability is there. We're very resourceful, and we save some money.